do a long time no sit down video. It has been ages since I filmed sitting down because I had a big YouTube break, and then when I got back into it, it was vlog central. So it's the first time I've sat in front of the camera in a while, and it feels a bit weird, but it's nice, it's good. Also, before we get too into it, I'm sat on a very squeaky chair, so please ignore that. My desk chair is very squeaky, and if you hear any kind of squeaking in the background, that's that. Right, today I wanted to film a things I was obsessed with in 2018 video. Similar to a favourites, but kind of the things which I guess exceeded the favourites category, and for a lot of the year I loved them, and when they were on or when I was into them, I haven't been able to stop talking about them. You know when you get a little too obsessed with things and you can't stop thinking about them, or you use them every day, or you wear them constantly. These are the things I want to talk about. Similar to 2018 favourites, but I'm not just concentrating on beauty. It's just going to be the things I was obsessed with through the year. Now, of course, the start of the year was an entire year ago now, so it is hard to look back and remember, but I've gone through old Instagrams and blog posts and stuff, and some of the stuff is probably a little more recent, but I've tried to keep it over the year as much as possible. So yeah, let's do it. The things I was obsessed with in 2018. Let's go. So first, I've got a few books to talk about. Now, I'm not going to go into details on them because I will do a full video about books. I think that's probably coming up next week, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about them. I'm just going to tell you what books I was really obsessed with and what genre they are, kind of thing. So, She Must Be Mad by Charlie Cox. This has been very much anticipated by me. I've been a big fan of Charlie's poetry for a really long time, so I was excited for this book for a long time before it came out, and it definitely exceeded my expectations, and I read it constantly. Call Me By Your Name by Andre Acumen. I never know if I'm saying that right. This is beautifully written. It's a beautiful story. Everything about this book is kind of perfect. I really love it, and also I love the film as well. Normally films don't do it much justice, but the film itself is also very beautiful, very well written, very well acted. So Call Me By Your Name, definite obsession. Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. Bloody love this memoir, really good. I think maybe I'll show you all the physical things first, and then I'll do all the things I just need to talk about. So let's go in with the next physical things. Okay, so perfumes. I have 3 perfumes which I wore constantly through the year. I tend to mix them, and I constantly got complimented on them, and people seem to like them, and I like them. So we have Amber Passion by Laura Mercier. One thing I will say about this is it doesn't smell nice on everyone, but it smells great on me. Molecule 01, really lovely. And Terry Mugler Angel. Now I like both of them mixed with the Molecule 01, so either a combo of these two or a combo of these two. I do layer my fragrances a lot. A lot of people ask about in real life, and I actually seem quite surprised by that, but yeah, I tend to layer these two. But these 3 perfumes were definitely a standout for me through the year when they were combined. Glossier, thebomb.com. Here I've got the cherry bomb and the coconut bomb. I've been using these since last year. I have other ones as well, and I use them constantly, and I still love them just as much. The cherry one especially comes out a really nice tone on my lips, and the coconut scent is amazing. I love the birthday balm. The glitter in it I think is very subtle, but it gives your lips a nice bit of something. I still use these constantly. I have used these constantly since I got them a year ago, and I will definitely be repurchasing. And like I said, I've got quite a few of them, and they're running low, and they will be bought again and loved again. I really like them. So that is something. Some beauty bits which have definitely made it into favourites before, but I thought made the cut. The It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Cream. As you can see, I'm getting very low, but this is perfect. I've definitely spoken about it before, so I'll link videos and blog posts where I've spoken about it before, but it's a good coverage, looks natural, dewy finish, easy to apply. Everything about it just looks nice on, never looks overdone. It's just what I like in foundation. Glossier Boy Brow. I tried a YSL brow gel, and it just made my brows go horrible and crusty. Horrible and crusty, and it didn't look nice. It was hard to apply. This just is perfect. Glossier Halo Scope in quartz. I love this highlight. It's a little bit more subtle than the Marc Jacobs one, which actually at the start of the year I was probably more obsessed with that, but as the year's gone on I've come to this. It just looks very natural, very beautiful, and just gives you a nice glow. A lipstick I have been obsessed with is a MAC Velvet Teddy. It's just my perfect nude. I'm sure you can tell that this is a new one, which I got for Christmas because I lost mine. This is my perfect nude and I love everything about it. The only thing I don't like is MAC isn't cruelty free, so if you know an alternative which is cruelty free, please let me know, because I definitely am looking to start trading in my makeup for more cruelty free makeup. But this shade is perfect on me. I like the formula, like everything about it. This one was definitely a bit of a shop your stash, which I did, and it is this is the Chanel Soleil Tandy Chanel, I always forget what this is called, and it's a cream bronzery product. And towards the later half of the year I've been obsessed with this all over again. Now jewellery wise, during the year I have two things which I have worn constantly. One the later half of the year because that's when I got it, but both I have worn constantly. The first are these earrings. So these gold earrings I got in whistles. They're circular with a square cut out and they're just little hoops, and I've just worn them loads through the year because I really like how they look. I've worn them most days. They really like clip into your ears so you don't have to worry about losing them. They're just nice. The necklace I've been obsessed with and have received a fair few compliments on is a little gold chain with my initial SC on it. So that necklace kind of became part of my uniform. I wore it pretty much every day since I got it, and I love it a lot. And yes, I'll definitely continue wearing it as time goes on. The last physical thing I have to show you is this. This year I got myself a subscription to Red magazine, and it was one of the best things that I did. That sounds ridiculous and over the top, but really it was. This year I've been trying to read more magazines because at some point in my life I'd like to write for magazines. So to write for magazines you need to read them, plus they're nice to read. So I got a subscription to Red magazine because I really like their articles, and I became obsessed with it, and is my favourite thing when a new one arrives in the post, flicking through it. So I will definitely up my subscription when it runs out. I've probably missed off a load of things, so maybe I'll list some stuff in the description box if there's anything which after I'm like, should have included that. Harry Styles. My Harry Styles obsession came back stronger than ever this year. Show you my mug. Somehow this year, I don't know how it happened, but I found myself obsessed with Harry Styles and One Direction, both all over again. I'm not really sure why. I thought I was in 2014, but I did for a while. I was listening to One Direction constantly and obsessed with Harry Styles. He is my favourite background and I'm not even ashamed. Okay, some Netflix series I was obsessed with. I'm definitely going to have missed some off here. I know there are some series which I definitely watched and enjoyed, and I can't think it would have been what I watched at the start of the year, but I can't remember and I can't find anywhere where I've written it down. But anyway, I watched You Meet Her on Netflix, which I've never heard anybody talk about besides me, but I really loved it. It's a series about a husband and wife who both fall in love with another girl, and the three of them are in love, and it's about polygamous relationships and if they can work, and it's very good. I liked everything about it, and you'd think it would kind of end after a series, but there were a few series and it was really interesting, and definitely a subject which isn't explored as much as I think it should be. I thought it was really interesting, but also a really fun watch as well. Also on Netflix, Riverdale. I've been obsessed with Riverdale this year. The new series, at first I was like, this is weird, and now I'm into it, and now I love it, and I can't wait till the next episode, but it definitely took a while. I watched Riverdale from the start this year, so I watched all of it at once. I also loved the first series. Second series, not so much, but still loved it enough. Also on Netflix, Atypical I watched. I really enjoyed that series. It's about a teenage boy and his family. The boy is on the autistic spectrum, and it's about how he engages in high school life and that kind of thing, and has interactions with his family and his friends, and also friends and family's lives is not just solely around him. And also I have enjoyed watching Gilmore Girls all over again. And now this is kind of going off on one, but this links to another thing I was obsessed with, and this is definitely the later half of the year, as in the past few weeks, but is the Gilmore Guys podcast. Now if you watch Gilmore Girls, you need to listen to the Gilmore Guys podcast because it's so funny and it's so good. It's hosted by two straight guys and they just watch episodes of Gilmore Girls. One of them has seen them all, the other has not. I went back a long time to the podcast, so I think it was first recorded in 2014, and I went all the way back to listen from the start so that I could catch up, because I started listening just as I started rewatching Gilmore Girls. So now I'm listening and watching in time. I'm currently on just started season 3 of Gilmore Girls. So that's where I'm at with that. So they talk about it. They do a fashion report. They talk about the pop culture references. They rate the episodes. They talk about what they like, what they didn't, the characters, what they think of them. The one that hasn't seen it predicts what he thinks is going to happen. It's really, really good. They have a similar chemistry. I think that's the right word. I don't know if that is the right word. But they kind of bounce off each other in the way they talk, and they talk with a lot of pop culture references. So they talk in a very similar style to Gilmore Girls, even though that's always portrayed as very unrealistic, but they kind of have that vibe about them, and they go off on tangents and they say welcome to my ass a lot, which won't be funny unless you listen to the podcast. They do a Q&A section. They're just great. They're funny guys. Some of their jokes can be a bit out there, especially Kevin's, but I like it. I always find myself laughing, and it's interesting to hear what guys think of the series. And I don't listen to many things hosted by men, so that I find that quite interesting as well. Another podcast I have been obsessed with, which has made me laugh a lot, is Nobody Panic, which is Stephen Martin's and Tessa Coates' podcast, and it's about how to kind of be an adult. They're both hilarious, they're both relatable. I always laugh when I listen to it. The episodes are always useful and always well researched, but they're funny, they're good, they've got good chemistry between them. Yeah, everything about that I also like. Another thing I enjoyed watching while I'm on the watching stuff is the Shane Dawson's Jake Paul documentary. Since Jake and Erica broke up, it did seem a bit irrelevant because it was so centralised around their relationship. However, I thought that series was great. I also went through a phase of being absolutely obsessed with Shane Dawson's conspiracy theory videos. I've never really been into stuff like that until I found his stuff, and that was indeed an obsession. I enjoyed watching that. It was very well done, especially for a YouTube thing. Oh, on the beauty stuff, I missed out these Kiko Super Colour eyeliners, which I was obsessed with. I wrote a full blog post on them, so I'll link that and you can read it. I was definitely obsessed with these. I also liked Sabrina as well. I wouldn't say I was as obsessed with that. In some places I thought it was a bit disappointing and not perfect, but I did like it. And I think this could be the end. I cannot think of anything else right now, but I'm sure I will think of stuff. So like I said, that will be listed in the description box. I intentionally haven't included clothes because I'm going to have a most worn of 2018 video coming up soon, I think, or it will be something along those lines. Basically a fashion-y video about the clothes which I was into in the year just gone. I think that is it. It is good to be back and filming. I need to go and edit this now. I probably will have said this in my last video because I think there's a video going out before this, but either way, my video days, I'm upping it to 2 days a week. So definitely make sure you're subscribed. The videos will be on Sunday and Wednesday, I think. So definitely make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and comment and tell me what you were obsessed with in 2018 because I would love to hear it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you really soon. Bye!